We had gotten to the point
Yeah.
we can afford to move somewhere else. We wanted to change the environment to fit the growth aspect of our businesses and ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we found a place we loved.
Serious. This is dead serious. No laughing anymore. No, you can laugh if you want.
You know, sometimes you get annoyed at your spouse, but then you...
No, never.
But yes, you've said that to me.
You're never annoying.
You say I'm annoying at least twice. You've said it. Anyways, sometimes you get annoyed at your spouse, but then you're forced to sit across from them at a table and look at them, and you're like, oh, they have a really nice face.
Nice.
And you're like, I'm definitely with them for their looks.
See, I could be a little bit of a dick, but my charisma, and my unfathomable good looks.
It's your
ropes are in. And she's like, I just love you.
Just very symmetrical and very like good eye structure.
I'm a model.
Nice eye shape. Nice eyebrows.
Oh, thank you. I do love my eyebrows.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
And nice forehead. Forehead very symmetrical.
Pretty good forehead. As far as foreheads go.
Other below that.
All right, okay. Stop talking about my physical features. So we recently just moved. We've talked about this a bunch behind the scenes. And I was like, we should talk about this. We recently just moved to an entirely different neighborhood about an hour away.
Brand new build.
Brand new build.
Brand new. No one's been in it.
Brand new townhouse. And we love it. It's way more space.
How many times a day do we say we love it?
Yeah, we said it 3 times already today, or maybe even more.
Yeah.
We say it a lot. Very grateful. We're very grateful. You know, this is like a huge blessing that we're very, very, very thankful for. And we moved away from the space, which we probably talked about here, but we're going to describe it again because we've talked about, I think, the importance of this. We are so grateful that we moved. We have more space. It's cleaner. It's larger. Different neighborhood, different environment. Part of our reasoning around that we can get into as far as like upgrading our environment, changing our environment. You know what I mean? We're trying to grow in many ways in our lives. And moving was a part of that. But moving away from a 400-ish square foot apartment, right? 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, ensuite bathroom, and a very small living room attached to the kitchen. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. And it was awesome space for a lot of other reasons. High ceilings, lots of sunlight, big window.
Location was good for you.
It was in the country, but also we could walk to the grocery store. It was close to my work. It was awesome, right? Close to my my personal training studio. We had our desks right next to each other and we were working a lot from home. She's full-time from home. I'm pretty much full-time from home, right? Fully remote coaching. And she'd be like, I have a sales call coming up. I'm like, well, I have to do a check-in for a client. It's like, well, where do I go? There's no other place to go in our house.
Yeah.
And so moving has like definitely helped level us up in that regard. It's just a lot more convenient. But we've talked about like the importance, I think you agree with me on this, is like the fact that we were able to we did that for 3 years, right?
Over.
Almost 4.
3, no.
3 and a half?
3 and 3 months.
Yeah, okay. So almost 3.5, 3 and a quarter, whatever.
3 and a quarter.
Yeah, so over 3 years we were in this apartment and we kind of got used to it.
Yeah.
Which is good, but we were also ready to move on. And I think knowing, like being able to do that, and we enjoyed ourselves. So I'm not trying to make it sound like we hated our lives and just whatever, trudged it.
It was just there was moments of inconvenience that we had built our businesses to a point where those inconveniences didn't outweigh, like they were getting in the way of us continuing to grow. Yeah. We had gotten to the point we can afford to move somewhere else. We wanted to change the environment to fit the growth aspect of our businesses and ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we found a place we loved.
I think a lot of people would look at it and I guess it depends on which perspective you take. You could choose to look back on that and be like, glad we moved out of that shithole. It sucked, blah, 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 blah. The way I look at it, I'm like, wow, great memories there. Went through a lot there together, through our marriage, through our business, through tons of things. And I'm happy. I look at it very fondly also as like a piece of our story that's also like very, very humble. Like we still are very humble beginnings. We're in our beginning process. We're still growing, right? There's a lot more ahead of us. But like the way I look at it is very much like a piece of that story. And in a way that's also gives me a ton of confidence that we can rough it if we need. Because I think that's like the biggest thing. I think like people feel like they're entitled to certain things or whatever. And I'm sure I felt like that before. And it's easy to take that perspective. Be like, I could never go back there. I have a certain, level of living that I require. It's like, realistically, the worst, like I don't worry about the future. I mean, I guess like anybody I do. But like I can worry a lot less when I know that between you and between me, we've proven that we can live in a very small area. We don't have to prove it to anyone. We don't have to impress anyone else.
Yeah.
And we can just do what we got to do. We can work, we can support our fitness, we can grow our businesses, we can enjoy our life. We had people over, not a lot, but we did. And it's like, so we can still do that too. It's like, we'll find a way to make it work. If, worst case scenario, the world ends. It's like, we'll be fine. You know?
Yeah. Because like, what I do like now though, because like I do pretty much all the laundry. So I love we went 3.25 years, no laundry.
Mm-hmm.
We had to bring it to Tim's mom every time. Or my mom.
I haven't brought laundry to my mom's other than when I was living there. So it's pretty funny because like consistently.
We had to bring it once a week.
Yeah. Like, oh damn, Mom, I'm getting older and I'm coming back to do laundry. Sorry, Mom.
Thank you so much, Mom.
But it's like,
your dad would laugh at us.
Oh yeah, but that's the thing. It's like
we didn't have it.
Dude, I don't care.
And we
didn't care.
No,
we're like,
we didn't care.
I mean, we're happy, like very grateful for my mom and whatever, right?
So
but it's
grateful.
Like, we laugh because it is funny, but it's just funny. It's all good. I think some people, their ego would get in the way too much. Be like, I can't do that. And it's like, is it the hard work, the annoyance, the inconvenience, or is it that your ego is hurt? Yeah. It's like, for me, it's like, dude, this isn't forever. This is just a part of our journey here. It's all good. Doesn't make me feel bad about myself. It's all good. Yeah.
But a laundry and a dishwasher still blows my mind every day.
Crazy. It's like a brand new
we have to have a system
technology.
now. We have to have a system now for when the dishwasher's dirty. We never had to do that.
And to be honest, here's my take on that. With the dishwasher, the dishwasher doesn't make it easier to wash dishes unless you're doing like high volume.
To me, it does because I did a lot of the dishes.
Yeah, but if when I've had it, when I'm washing the dishes in the sink or whatever, it's like, I'm like, oh, this is the exact same that I would have just to put it in. Like I have to rinse it anyway. So it's like maybe extra sticky stuff.
It takes way less time.
Because you have to load it, then you have to unload it. It's like, I could just
But we've been unloading it unloading it together. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I just mean like dishwasher.
Genuinely, I think it's a lot. And what it does too, though, it saves time. It saves in the winter for me. Hands get so dry.
Yeah, that's where I think the benefits are. The things people don't think about. I don't think it's as much time. I think it saves your skin
from the harsh soap too.
And I think it keeps dirty dishes out of sight.
That too.
That's like a biggest one.
Yeah, that too.
Like as far as time, it's not that crazy unless you're doing like a family of 7.
Yeah, fair. But like for me, it does save time, and it even if it's a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It lets me be like, oh, I have a little more time now. I can accomplish this task.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. But yeah, I love it. And then we just have so much space. We went from 400 square feet to almost 1,900.
Something like that. Yeah, it's so much better. So
3 bathrooms.
Dude, it kind of plays on what we were talking about with last week or the one before. We're just talking about like upgrading your environment, or don't even think upgrade, just think change.
Yeah.
You just change your environment.
Yeah.
Like what you see, what you smell, what you feel, what you perceive, it changes everything about you. And then you're able to like go throughout the world and behave and act differently because you see yourself differently. You see the environment differently, like that's a huge aspect when it comes to changing your self-image is changing your environment.
Yeah. Especially when everything, like all the other ducks are in a row, but something still feels off or you're not aligning with something.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need that little change.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be as big as moving.
Yeah.
For people on prep and for people doing bodybuilding, what I tell them is go to a different gym for a bit.
Right.
Just go.
Yeah.
Oh, you're mad because Susie keeps talking to you when you go work out? go to a different gym for a bit.
Yeah.
Especially near the end of a prep when you don't have the energy to talk. Go somewhere else.
I think that's very valuable. Having access to a different gym.
Exactly. Different. Just change that up. You'll be fine. Change up the grocery store you go to.
Yeah.
Change, just little things like that.
Yeah.
That can make a big difference because your brain is, oh, this is new.
Yeah.
Right. And then it gives you that little
it breaks you out of your usual thought routine.
And that's what some people, that's what they get confused about discipline and motivation, because motivation usually spikes when there's novelty because you're excited for something new, and discipline's needed when it's so routine that you're just, oh, I just have to do it. It's just part of getting myself to the goal I want to accomplish. So when people ask me, someone asked me yesterday, how often do I change up training? I tell them every 4 weeks. Is there any scientific or actual reason to that other than the fact that it just adds some novelty? No. But my clients love it. They get results because they know every new month I get new training. But I always tell them, like, you're going to have the same staple exercises, right? The staples that work. And these other exercises are going to be recycled in previous, but it's not hard for me to do. They get so excited. I get great feedback because they're like, I love this new program. And then they know they have 4 weeks on it. They push hard because they have in their head an end date for that program. And then they all get results. And that's almost a new environment, just a new training split.
Yeah, it is.
Or whatever.
Yep.
Right. So
yep. That's a good point with the
grocery
store and gym is really good because it's like what we're talking about is we change our environment through moving, which a lot of people will do, but that's an expensive thing and it's a lot of time, effort, and bandwidth. Like that's a big deal to move. So an easy one that you could literally do is change up the gym you're going to, change up the grocery store you're going to. There's think about what your normal day to day and week to week is, Monday to Friday and Saturday, Sunday, and then be like, okay, where could I change this? I think that's a good way to look at it because some of my best workouts have been a random drop in at a random gym. And I'm like, oh, this is fun. I'm brand new here. I don't know anyone here. I'm anonymous. I don't know where any of the machines are. So I kind of have to explore. And you're right. It's like, that's a good point. You get motivation from novelty. So if you force novelty, you can kind of stimulate some quick motivation.
Yeah.
If you need it. And you're like, hey, I'm struggling right now. The discipline, I'm going to be fine, but the discipline's tough right now.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little boost and force novelty.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And see where you can do it.
Just little parts of your day that you just switch up.
I guess that's why people travel too, right?
Yep.
You go on a trip because you're like, I need a little break in the monotonous.
And then you're like us on traveling and you're a few days in and you're like, I want to go back.
Yeah. Oh man, seriously.
I told a buddy at the gym, he's like, how long did you do your trip? We're like 7 days, but it was too long.
Way too long. Way too long. Dude, 4 to 5 days.
By day 4 or 5, we were done.
Yeah. 4 is the perfect trip.
Yeah.
4 is the perfect trip.
Yeah.
So we're going to Dallas soon again. How many days? 3? Is it 4?
It's technically 4.
Okay.
Thursday and fly back Sunday.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thursday to Sunday trip is like on the money. You're in, do what you got to do and get out. So it's perfect.
That's going to be an exciting trip too.
Yeah, it'll be a great trip. We'll see a lot of people in our industry and whatnot. But yeah, coming back to it, I think for us, I've been kind of reflecting on this and we've chatted about it a bunch as far as it gives me a ton of confidence. Because as you go through life, as you're leveling up, you're growing a business, or you're just making more money and getting promoted in your industry, in your company, maybe you are changing who you hang out with. And maybe you buy a home, maybe you move to a completely new country or whatever. You're just you're improving your mindset. You're changing how you think, you're changing your body, you go through a fitness plan, you hire someone like us. All of these things level you up as a human.
Yeah.
And I think when you do that, sometimes there's a bit of a trap you can fall into where you're thinking, I don't want to go. You have a fear-based motivation. I don't want to go back to where I was. That's scary. And to me, that's kind of comes from the same energy as scarcity. That's kind of a loser mindset. It's a scared mindset based in fear. And so I think moving away from that towards what I'm consciously trying to promote myself is I have elevated my life and through many blessings, not just my own actions, but I'm very lucky. And doing that, I'm making sure to like reflect back and be like, you know what? I'm not afraid that everything could crumble and I could lose all of my precious things that I value or whatever. So ultimately, it doesn't matter. We all die one day. That's number one. And then number two, it's like, I've done it before. Like, we can do it. We'll be okay. And we did just fine. And we not even be okay. We've enjoyed life at every stage. Like, truly. It's not like we're like, I can hardly wait till I'm not here anymore. I can hardly wait. Like a lot of people do that at the start of a fitness program, right? It's like, I hate how that's why they change. That's why they commit to changing. It's like, I don't like where I'm at. There's a lot of pain here. I want to get to a different place. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But that also makes it very hard to enjoy the present and embrace the process. Very, very hard. So that's like something that I've gotten a lot better at, is like being able to be like, embrace the process and enjoy the present moment, but also continue to like strive to move forward and be like, if I go backwards by whatever measurement yardstick that would be, I'm going to be just fine. And I'm not afraid of that.
I think it boils down to just switching and being mindful of positive talk. So instead of like, I thought of something this morning when we were at the gym, where instead of saying like, I don't like that exercise or something, you could say something, flip it more positively. So, because a lot of people speak in the negative.
Yes.
A lot of the time.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I'm sure this is something, as you've been diving deeper into self-improvement and stuff like that, successful people will always find a silver lining talk, right? So instead of, I can't do that, or I don't like that, those are all negative. So if you can start to even have your own mental talk be more positive, then that's also going to put you in a different environment, because your mindset will be different and you'll be in a place in your life that you're able to now have these positive opportunities come to you, and then take them. So yeah, I think changing environment can be both physical and mental.
Yeah, it's true. And they work symbiotically.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
They work symbiotically, because it's like you change your outward, external, physical environment. That starts to influence your internal environment, and then your internal environment starts to change.
Yes.
And then when that changes, you act on the world different, and then that starts to change your outward environment. And then
part of that is changing your body through fitness. Because how many of our clients, when they look a certain way or they get stronger or they feel better, they're more confident, they do better than their job, they get a promotion, they quit a job they don't like, all these things that just, and so you're not just working on your fitness, you're working on your whole life.
Yeah, you really are.
You really are.
That's why I love cool the Psycho-Cybernetics book, because it's like, that's what he talked about, was how people will change their outward appearance through surgery or various other things. Fitness is a way to do that. And then, because they've studied this, and then they will immediately start behaving differently. Yeah. And the reason they behave differently is because they perceive themselves differently. Just because they have physical proof that now they look different. When really, like, internally nothing has effectively changed until they decided to make that change. They could have decided that before, in theory, right? Yeah. But really they needed, for whatever reason, a lot of us are like this, we need the external proof or stimulus to actually make that internal change and improve our self-image. Because you look at yourself and then you make interpretations based off that, and then that is now your reality. Like, that is truth. You know? It is kind of crazy.
I love it.
Yeah, it's cool. How it's a good point too, where like internal and external environment affect each other. Like, even I feel like that in our new place. I love our external environment. Yeah. And I can feel it affect my internal environment. So can you, right? Because we keep bringing 100%, it up.
Even just going upstairs and walking on carpet. I'm like, wow, this feels so good on my feet. Now I'm in a good mood in my office. Like, just little things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I've been looking into more as well? I don't think I've told you this yet. Is stereotypical phrases. If I hear one, I've been dissecting it in my brain a bit more.
Yeah, okay.
Because these phrases are well known by most people for a reason. So, for instance, when we were saying earlier, buy it nice or buy it twice?
Yeah.
That's for a reason. Because statistically, if you buy something cheap, it's going to break or it's going to not work, or and then you're going to have to buy the good one anyways. And then you bought it twice. I've just been dissecting these phrases in my head more and kind of using them to then think about other things differently. Trying to think of the example I had.
Like you're thinking
mind.
about what's the message here? Is what
yeah, like why is this a saying that most people know, and how can I use this for my business or for my clients or whatever it is?
Right.
Like on prep, the saying is the worse you look, the better you feel, or the worse you feel, the better you look.
Right.
And it's true. Why is it true? Because the leaner you are, your body doesn't like that. So you're not going to. So I usually use that to tell people, hey, how bad do you feel right now? Oh, it's near a 10 out of 10 bad. This is your best check-in. This is your best.
Which can really help mentally, right? Because you're like, I feel like crap. Everything's burning. It's like, hang on. The goal is to look better here, not to feel better.
Exactly.
If you're a competitive bodybuilder, you're probably going to feel like crap, but look pretty good.
And then mentally, it helps them in their head, like, right?
Cope with it.
Yeah.
100%.
Or another saying that goes for us with business, slow and steady wins the race.
Right.
Don't try to become that overnight celebrity because most likely you're going to crash and burn and never continue because you're upset it didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Right. Even watching the new reality shows we're watching with selling houses, the people that were the big wigs in the company, they were talking, the two head people were talking. They're like, yeah, we've been at this 15 years. Right. So even though they're just being exposed on Netflix now and they're so successful and they just had the best sales year of they've been doing it for decade and a half, 2 decades. So then when you go back to yourself and you're like, you'll have moments, and my clients have these moments of, why am I not lean overnight? Why didn't I win first at my first show? Like, slow and steady wins the race. You need to put the time in. You will get the results though, because you will win the race eventually. If you don't quit, that's something you say a lot. If you don't quit, you can't lose.
Right.
So I've been really diving into these sayings, no matter how cliche they sound. I'm like, why is this a saying? There has to be some backing to it. And then it's really cool because I figure out how can I apply that to even just my way of thinking.
That's good.
And my patience with business, my patience with bodybuilding, things like that. So
I'm gonna start doing that too. That's good, babe.
I didn't share that with you yet.
No, that's cool.
And I was like, this is a good thing.
You should voice
to
it to me
about.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'll tell you one that
you can apply it somehow to your life.
That I've thought about. Of course, in the moment.
There's always a lesson somewhere.
Yeah.
Dope. Cool. Well, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for listening. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you like this video. Comment below your favorite part or the part you hate the most. I don't care. Just comment, okay? And then you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel because we're dropping episodes every single Wednesday, along with lifestyle vlogs of all of our cool adventures and travels. So make sure to do that. Thanks again for listening. Love you.